If you're new, press the bell icon to get the latest notifications.
Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Bitcoin Update, Monday 26 December. And right now it has been quite a tug of war between buyers and sellers, stepping in and stepping out. But it seems like the final battle has been won by the sellers, but you never know the next moment. Like, well, we think that the buyers are winning, and then in just a matter of second, the sellers step in and then they push the prices to the downside. You can see how many wicks these are being formed on top up here. It's just so disturbing for Bitcoin. So Monday started. Let's go on to the weekly, and let's talk about the weekly time frame. So you do have a high frequency doji on the weekly time frame, just like you almost had one right over there. So you had this here, and we saw the next week coming in with the green candles. Right now we have another high frequency doji again, and we could still expect the same thing. So what I'm gonna do is try to move some of the candles here so that we can see clearly where we're going. So we're headed perhaps a little bit to the higher side, maybe to the upside a little bit shorter, maybe back up to even 17,000, maybe 17,000. But then again, I always say this on the I've said this before, because to me personally, on the weekly you have a flag, bear flag, right over there. You have the evening star right over here. So this weekly could just be nothing more than another sideways movement, a little bit sideways, and then still continue dropping to the downside. We only have 4 to 5 days to close the monthly time frame, and in 4 or 5 days, if we're not doing anything, then if we probably just keep moving sideways, then January could do something about it. Okay, do something about us being down. Now on the monthly time frame, it seems like you're also making another doji. Okay, we're also making another doji right there. Do you see this doji right over here? That is another doji, or it's even almost like an inverted hammer at the moment as well. So this has to make a small green in the month of January, maybe, because again the price is still technical, shows that we're still meant to go down, right? But for me personally, I would like to see Bitcoin then, if we were to bottom out here at this zone. You never know if you bottom out anyway, but if you were to bottom out at this zone right here, then at least let's see if we can actually try to come above $22,000, take out $22,000, or even it would be even better to come above $25,000. Actually way better above $25,000. But the conversation of changing or switching the sides starts at 22,000 actually, because that's where you're going to be destroying this pattern that I've talked about with you before, and that's on the daily, a descending triangle that actually takes Bitcoin to $10,000, and that's what you're going to invalidate. So if you do invalidate this pattern right here, this one, if I turn on the log scale right there, yeah, so you came to the downside right here, move sideways, fake out, break to the downside, came for the retest, got rejected right here. You're meant to go to $10,000. This data doesn't still show that you're going to bottom out. Okay, that's nothing more than just a very small sideways market on a smaller time frame. Doesn't really mean you're bullish. It just shows bearish on most of the part of as far as I'm concerned, and it doesn't really show bullish. Now on the daily, however, you do have some sort of this candle, this T candle, a pin bar. This is known as a pin bar, by the way. So you made a pin bar right over there, and we have to wait for the daily closing, because as far as the pin bar goes, it actually shows that from here you can start to move lower, and you can even go below 16,700 today. Okay, so that's if I bring on the EMAs, you did make the pin bar, and look, notice how you're struggling to get across the 10 EMA. The 10 EMA is acting really weird, and then you have the 20 also acting very weird, heavy as well. So if you're meant to pump, maybe just touch the 20 at 17,000 and still move to the lower side. However, there are chances if you try to cross above 10 and 20, just make that very big retest back up to this 18,000, because this is a trend line that I've told you before that even this trend line still wasn't retested back in the days where you had this touch support, break to the downside, and maybe back test the support again, and finally move to the downside. So that's one possibility that I could still expect for Bitcoin. I just don't know at this point what is going to happen, guys. I just don't really know what exactly can happen, but either way, we're gonna see, we're gonna know. And that's pretty much it for this update on Bitcoin. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.